Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to be talking all about the power of detachment. Also, my biggest kept secret on how to actually let go of a person, a situationship, or just anything, maybe your ex-boyfriend that you've been thinking about for quite a bit. Maybe it's like a recent situationship you had with someone, maybe it's a fling, whatever the situation is, I'm going to tell you in this video how you're going to let go of this person and truly feel indifferent to it. I have this down to a science of how you can detach from anybody. Okay, so last year I posted this video here on how to get through a breakup part 1, and this had everything to do with the initial phases of a breakup. So how you actually get out of the situation, unpack financially, unpack emotionally, go through the entire process of not sleeping around, not doing things that you shouldn't be doing on your healing journey. And then we went into part 2 of that video where it talked all about reinventing yourself after that breakup. But now I'm going to tell you the actual secret of how you can make sure that you're indifferent to every single person and experience that you've had with someone previously and now moving forward into your future experiences. So if you're in a situationship that you want to get out of, if you're talking to somebody and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't think this is my person and I need to let go, or you've been thinking about your ex for quite a little bit, you're kind of stuck in that mindset, then grab a cute drink and let's talk all about the power of detachment and essentially the secret to getting over that person. Okay, detachment. Listen guys, detachment is the key to how you're going to get over that person. The art of detachment is such a beautiful thing in itself because it really teaches you to take a step back and to realize what there is around you. Understand that post-breakup, post-situationship with a person, you're literally going to think about all the positive things. That's what happens to our minds, where we think all about all the great things that happened or think about the potential of that relationship. That's called limerence. Limerence is basically in a state where you're thinking about, the potential of that situation and how that could have been, maybe thinking about different alternatives that you could have taken, things you could have done differently, things that that person could have done differently, etc. That state of limerence is where the danger is, because you are not going to think about the situation for the fact of what it is. You're not going to look at it from the perspective of, okay, why did I not want to be with this person? Why is it that this person caused me trauma? Why is it that I wasn't satisfied with my ex? What is it about that person that made me not want to be with them? So what you need to do to make sure that you're not in that state of limerence and continuously thinking about potential or, like what could have been done better is you need to make a list. Okay? You need to make a list of all the pros in that relationship and all the cons in that relationship. List it all out for yourself, because the thing is, you need to consistently remind yourself of why that wasn't for you. What our brains do when we're like post-breakup is we naturally start to think about all the positives of the relationship. So you need to have a tool that'll help you think about all the reasons why you don't want to be with that person. Understand that detachment is actually a wonderful thing. Detaching from a situation doesn't mean that that situation cannot be for you in the future. It doesn't mean that you will never find happiness or you're running away from love. That's not what detachment means. Detachment means that you're accepting the present moment, accepting what the case is right now, accepting what that person is showing you at face value and running with that. Because at the end of the day, do not beg on potential. One thing I can tell you for a fact is please do not date people for the potential of what they're going to be. Potential is something you create in your own head. Okay? What a person shows you and who they are to be up front is what you take as face value, because that is how people end up in situationships for many years or relationships that make them feel so unsatisfied, is because they're betting on potential, and potential is not what the situation is. What a person shows you to be is who they are. That doesn't mean that they can't change, but you have to understand that that person is only going to change for themselves, and they should only be changing for themselves, because the truth of it is, if a person changes for you, it's not sustainable. They are not going to be able to sustain all the changes and impacts that that situation has brought into their life. One key tip that I can give you in this process of detachment is understand that whatever is for you will always be for you. There is not a single force on this universe, trust me, not a single force that can take away a person that is truly meant for you. If you and that person are meant to make things work in the future, if you're meant to come back into each other's lives as healed versions of each other, etc., it will happen for you. The truth of the reality is we don't have that in our control. We cannot control who stays in our lives and who leaves our lives, but we have to understand and accept and detach from the outcomes of things. Detach from the outcome of what's going to be. Do what's best for you, impact your life and the things that are good for you, stay clear on your goals, stay clear on the things that you want for yourself, and let the universe handle the rest. Now, the part of the video that I know you're all waiting for is how to actually move on from a breakup and feel indifferent to it and create almost what I call your starter pack for the rest of your life. life. This is the key to it, okay? If there's anything in this video that you take, it is this. In order to actually become indifferent to your ex or that situationship or that guy that keeps like literally stringing you along, is you have to fundamentally change your life. This is it. Every single friend of mine that has gone through a breakup, that is going through a breakup, I tell them all the exact same thing. In order for you to actually get past that person and get past the trauma from that person and the trauma that has strung with you from all prior experiences in your life, is you need to fundamentally change your life. Fundamentally changing your life means if you were a person that used to wake up late previously when you were in that situation, in that trauma, you're now going to wake up early. You're now going to change your life in a way where you truly become unrecognizable at the end of the day. This is what it is. So what you need to do is do some inner self-reflection work. Understand what it is from the current version of yourself that you need to change to become the next version of yourself. What is it about you that you want to improve? Sit with yourself and ask yourself these questions. So when I was going through my major breakup, one of the things I realized is I wasn't really into fitness. I wanted to start going to the gym. I wanted to start kind of being active in my own body and really enjoying my health and physical body. And so what I started to do was actually implement a great fitness schedule for myself. Secondly, I started eating healthy. I started eating things that were actually good for my body and that would help me actually establish some good health. The third thing that I did was actually start to put together habits and routines that were healthy for me. So I started waking up at a certain time. I started to make sure I actually had breakfast. I started to go to the gym in the morning. I started to actually do more reading and meditation work and things that would positively impact my life for the future. And that is the key to it. Fundamentally changing your life, outside and internally, meaning you have to do the internal reflection work. So sit with yourself and try to understand like where your feelings are coming from. Why do you feel like certain ways about certain things and not other ways about other things? Sit with yourself and dissect the trauma. Think about your prior relationship. Think about a time with that person that you felt happy and ask yourself the question, why did I feel happy in that moment? Think about a time where that person disrespected you and made you feel less than or made you feel like you weren't good enough to be loved. And then ask yourself why you felt that. Dissect that situation. Dissect why you felt those ways, because at the end of the day, you need to get clear on why they made you feel that way. And then understand what you can do to never make yourself feel that way again. Fundamentally transforming your life has to do with not just the exterior, but also the interior. So you have to make sure that you're doing the work on both parts. On an exterior basis, fix your habits, get your routines in place, understand maybe your physical body. Go with your glow up, like do your hair differently, do your makeup differently, start to style yourself differently, do things that will allow yourself to become unrecognizable. And then internally, you need to do the work on understanding who you want to become. Write your higher self script, and I'll link a video here that talks all about the higher self script and how to do that. And make sure that you're aligning everything you do every single day with that version of yourself, what that person would be like. Really look at that version of yourself and ask yourself the question, would that version of me be doing this right now? Would that version of me be sitting here and literally be completely exhausted and crying and missing school, missing work over a person that isn't even worth it? If the answer is no, you're not going to do that either. You're going to try to put yourself in the best possible position to become unrecognizable. And trust me when I tell you, when you go through this process of really trying to fundamentally change your life, you'll come out the other side and you'll literally be like, I can't even relate to the previous version of myself. I can't even fathom being that version of myself anymore because I've changed so much and I've grown so much as an individual. And this is such an amazing thing because when you're going to start dating again, you're going to go back into the dating world. You're going to go back into the world of, getting to know people and getting to interact with individuals. You're going to pick up on people who are healed and people who are not healed. You're going to understand through your intuition, through your gut, and through all the healing work that you've done to know if a person is actually right for you or if they're not. And this is one of the most amazing things about going through this healing journey is understanding that the more you know yourself, the more you will be able to read and understand other people. And I know when you're going to go through this process of trying to really improve your life and change the version of you that you currently are, it's going to be tough. You're going to have moments where you're going to think about that person. You're going to think about the memories. You're going to think about all that stuff. And just know that's so normal. It's okay for you to go through that. It's okay for you to process and to think and to live in limerence for a bit. It is so normal and it is so okay. And if you needed somebody to tell you that that's okay and that's normal, I'm going to tell you that is okay and that is normal. We all go through it. We all go through that feeling of despair and hurt and trauma and anxiety and feeling, will we ever get better? But trust me when I tell you, you will get better. You will get the love that you truly deserve because you're you. You are the person that you are. You bring light, you bring love into this world. And so you are going to get that. But what you need to do right now is make the right decision for you. You need to make the right decision for your life and make sure that the decision you make, you understand the consequences and implications of that decision. You choosing to leave that person or you accepting that that person has left you will do you a lot of good at the end of the day. Because as I said, if you and that person are truly meant to be together, you will be. There is not a single force on this universe that will tear you guys apart. But right now, your journey is different. Your path is different. Your path might be a calling to actually get your life together and get yourself into a position where you can accept a love like that into your life. So trust the process, trust this experience, and trust that this and everything you're doing right now to make yourself unrecognizable is what will lead you to better situations in the future. Once you become the healed version of yourself, you're going to attract people that are right for you. The right people are going to gravitate towards you, and the ones that are not right for you, you're going to be able to identify that they're not the ones for you. Secondly, when you are in a situation like this again, because at the end of the day, heartbreak is inevitable, when you choose to love, you also have to choose to allow yourself to feel pain in the process. That is how it goes. So I'm not going to say this is your last breakup. This might not be. You might go through this a few times again, or you might meet your soulmate, the next time you date, and you might be completely happy and enamored by it. But the truth of it is, you might go through this again. You might have a heartbreak again. But just know that because you've done the process right now, and you're healing, and you're making yourself into an unrecognizable version of yourself, that is going to transfer with you into the future. When you go through this maybe again, and trust me when I tell you, you're not going to go through this as bad as you're going through it right now. It's going to still hurt, but it's not going to be as bad because you've done the work. You've set yourself up for that success. You've created the package for yourself to be successful in this process. That is also one of the fundamental amazing things about going through something like this and choosing to do the work right now. Something else that's so amazing in this process is once you choose to actually open yourself up and really embrace the beauty and the abundance that is in the universe, so many amazing things will happen for you. You'll start to attract opportunities into your life that you never even thought were possible. You'll attract people into your life. You'll attract job opportunities into your life. You'll attract literally new friends into your life, opportunities, travel, adventure. You will have so much abundance because your mind has transformed into abundance. You've recognized that the universe and everything around it has abundance, and you are an abundant person. Changing your mindset from being completely in scarcity of not having that person or thing or whatever to having abundance is what is going to truly transform your life. And as I said, continue to have faith. If you are a person that's, empathetic, I can so relate. I love so hard when I love a person. I fall all in with that person and I feel so incredibly invested in that individual. But just know, if you are that person, you're like me, please don't give up on love. Love is one of the most beautiful experiences that we can have as a human being. So don't give up on it. Understand that the timing is going to happen for you when it's meant to happen for you. It is going to fall into place when it is meant to fall into place. But right now, your journey is this. Your journey is for you to work on you and to bring yourself into a place where you can truly love yourself and embrace yourself for who you are. Alright guys, so that is the end of our video today on detachment and the secret to actually moving on and becoming indifferent when it comes to a situationship, a guy that you've been literally holding on to, your ex-partner, or whatever the situation is. This is the key on how you're going to get through it. I promise you, I've been through this process and I can tell you more than one time that this is exactly what has held me strong throughout all of these experiences. I believe in you, I know you can do it, and I'll see you next time.